Tell you that there will be one poll which will definitely be taking place on May the 2nd this year. Just about a week ago, the new East Midlands Combined County Authority, bit of a mouthful, cleared its final legal hurdle, which means that everyone in Derby, Derbyshire, Nottingham and Nottinghamshire will be voting on May the 2nd to appoint the East Midlands first regional mayor. Now, we've already met some of the candidates back at the first hustings in January, but who's going to run the things behind the scene? Well, earlier this week, I found out he's Mark Rodgers, and I caught up with him outside his temporary home at Nottinghamshire's County Hall, where his team have begun to lay plans for when the mayor is voted in. Now, the new authority will have funds to spend on things like infrastructure projects, transport and training. So I asked him, first of all, if another layer of government is really needed.
It's a very common question, that one. So why is it of benefit? Because what it's doing is bringing those powers and bringing that money away from London, from Westminster and Whitehall, and bringing them to the region, whether it's about housing or skills or transport or net zero. Those decisions will be made much more closely to the communities that live and work and play here. And that's going to be of much greater benefit than people in London deciding what's best for this part of the East Midlands.
As an authority, will you also be essentially taking away decision-making from people that have been making those decisions here already?
No, the fundamental principle of devolution is to take powers from Westminster and bring them to the region. So if we take something like transport, where there's going to be, for the first time, an approach that's taken across the whole of this new geography. So it will be the case that the councils that used to plan separately for transport will now plan together with the mayor. But that's not really then losing their powers. What that's doing is bringing them together, having a mayor sitting over the top who can have that relationship with government to lever in that greater investment that plan will then deliver.
One of the concerns that I've been hearing about is from further education and the changes in who will decide on funding because of this combined authority.
So we need to be very clear about the money that's coming in the first instance. So it's not all of the further education budget. It's a very specific part of it called the adult education budget. Now, yes, those monies come in already to the colleges and providers in that space now. They're going to be routed through the mayor in future. And the reason for doing that is, again, the mayor can work with those other leaders, but also the colleges and providers to think about how that money might be best spent.
The mayor has not been voted on yet, so in effect you don't have a boss, so have you got much to do?
We still have plenty to do, and actually I guess I have got some bosses still, just not the mayor yet. So what we're going to do between now and the 2nd of May, when the election takes place, is make sure that all the work required to set up the organisation is done in good time, so that when the mayor arrives, we're ready to go.
Well, that election for mayor is on May the 2nd. So far, there are Conservative, Labour, Liberal Democrat, Reform, Green and Independent candidates, and the nominations close the first week of April. Of course, we'll be doing much more